I had people ask me, what do I need? What should I go buy? Start off with a very basic grain, has the vitamins in it. I personally would go high quality, and you just can feed a little bit less of it versus low quality, and then you got to give a lot of it and they end up pooping it out. So I personally like the Tribute brand, but there's lots of good quality brands out there. Then I have my very, very low sugar grain. You can see the difference between the two types of grain. Be really careful of this. If you see, you can actually see the molasses right in it. Sweet feed, stay away from sweet feed. It's almost like a treat for the horses. It's really high in sugar, high in molasses. It's just, it doesn't have a lot of overall good qualities to it. And this is just a low sugar, high quality grain for my fat kiddos. At least they can get some of their vitamins they need. All right, first we'll make Austin's daily grub. He gets, because he is older, he gets 2 scoops of this low sugar. This is the low sugar, high quality pellets. He cannot handle sugar. He has foundered in the past, so he does not get the molasses at all. No sweet feed, no sugar. Okay, so he gets 2 scoops of this. I feed a little teeny bit. Now he's ornery about salt and putting things in his grain, so he just gets a teeny tiny bit. This is selenium. Selenium should be found in the soil, and it's not here in Michigan, so I actually give a little bit to my horses. I also, huge on hoof care, huge. I've had issues with horses' hooves, so to heal from the inside out, to keep their hooves looking good, I use Farrier's formula. There's lots of different ones out there. He gets roughly a handful of that once a day. All the horses here get a little bit of the ulcer care. There's lots of different kinds of this too. And watch it, this is a little bit expensive. If you have some nice lazy horses that you don't think have any issues, I don't necessarily have to do this right now. Some of you might have saw the video on Xena. She were worried she might have a little bit of an ulcer, so I'm just going ahead and giving this a little bit of it to all of them. Austin has something called Cushing's, so he gets this little teeny pill every day. And normally I could just throw it in the grain, but when my dogs are out here with me, they eat it, and then he doesn't get his meds. So what I do is I take it and I just put it right up in his mouth like that. I make sure he swallows, and then I let him go ahead and eat his grain. Good boy. And he takes his time. He's a slow eater, so that's why I usually do him first. This is for Vegas. She's in the back. She's getting a little bit antsy. But Vegas gets a 1 scoop of the complete feed, which does have a little bit of that sweetness in it, and 1 big scoop of the low sugar stuff. She's 3, so I'm paying attention to her weight a lot, and she's the rescue, but she actually looks really good right now. So she gets this. She gets a little bit of the ulcer guard. She gets a little bit of the selenium pet, and she gets a handful of the Farrier's formula, and that's it for her. I do have vegetable oil that sometimes I'll put a little drop in there, especially in the summer when they might be picking up some sand, but right now it's frozen, so she's not getting any of that. Hey, girl. Dogs love the feed time as much as the horses do. All the rest of the horses on the property are going to get the same because they're pretty fit slash heavy. Probably need to lose a little bit, so I'm definitely not going to grain them up like I am Vegas and Austin. But they're going to get, I'll show you about how much. This is the low sugar. Not that much. It's about a quarter of a scoop. That's it. It's high in vitamins, good quality grain, but they don't need a lot. And they will get a little bit of the selenium. They will get a little bit of 1 handful of the Farrier's Formula, handful of the ulcer guard, and if the oil wasn't frozen, they'd get a little teeny touch of that. The only difference is for 2 of my mayors, I do actually give this. It's called raspberry leaf. It helps. It's kind of like similar to doing Mayor's Magic. If you're suspicious that your mayors are having some issues inside, like their ovaries hurting them, this is a natural cure for that. At least it helps it anyway. So a couple more mayors get a little pinch of that. But so all the rest will get this, one each.